Hello. Hello, one person, whoever you are. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Please subscribe if you don't mind. Hold down my doorbell, better known as the YouTube notification bell, whoever you are, so that you'll know the next time I go live for a Let's Walk and Talk Live. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate it greatly. It doesn't cost a thing. It's free and it's appreciated. So to the four of you who are in this chat or who are just happen to pass through or whatever it is that you're doing, say hello if you don't mind. Drop down in the chat and say hi. If you don't want to do that, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. What's up, homeless in America? How you doing? You're subbed. Homeless, are you just now subbing to me? What's going on, dude? What is going on? What's going on? You are you just now subbing? I'm not walking today right now. Y'all, I'm riding. I'm riding. So I can't hey, what's up? Oh, what you got going on? Okay. Okay. No, I'm just on the I'm on the live. Yeah. Nothing. I just be playing on here, talking to people, engaging. Hey, you got the light. You got the light. You got the light, homie. Nosy, nosy. People are so nosy. He got the light and he's still trying to talk to me. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's Friday. I worked out earlier. I even I did everything. I always do my cool down, but I come on here and do another cool down. But I've been out most of the day, so I'm heading in. It's getting late. It's getting dark, so I'm on here. I'm on here. So whoever comes to this live, if I miss you, I'm riding. So just leave a comment when the live is over. Talk to the people in the chat. Talk to each other. That's what I come on here for anyway. To encourage you guys to move when I'm walking, when I'm doing my cool down, and also to encourage you all to talk to each other. To help each other figure some things out. To help each other figure some things out. It's not so much of a what do they say? What do they say? I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Not so much you don't have to feel like you're someone's keeper, but hey, you can, drop some nuggets of wisdom, drop some knowledge in this chat, engage, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Let us know your channel. I can't tell because I can't look right now, but if Sonya is in here or if somebody else is in here or whenever I get a chance to stop and I see who you are and you'd like to be shared out, I'll share you out because that's what it's all about. It's about support. So I'm coming to a stoplight and I'm going to look down and check and see who's in here. And if you guys are in here, I hope you're talking to each other because I'm not walking today. Like I said, I exercised earlier this morning and I did my whole thing just to myself. You know how I say we have to spend some time with self. So even when I exercise at a different time, and I always cool down, but a lot of the times if I'm exercising in the evening, I cool down with you guys. And even if I haven't exercised, I still come on here and walk because I like to encourage people to move. Believe it or not, it's better to move, especially the older you get. And it's like sometimes it doesn't. Hey, Jill. Hey, Joshua. Homeless was in here earlier. Hey, homeless, if you're still in here. Sometimes it doesn't, you know, it doesn't help to be around people who times or if you get, you stump your toe or you do something to your joint. Hopefully you'll be able to continue to, heal faster It won't get you down so much. So that's why I always encourage you guys to move. And if you're coming through here, I know there were a few people on here earlier. Like I said, tap that notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And don't worry about the next person. Like, do your thing, and come in here and like spread some news, spread some positivity, spread some knowledge, spread some wisdom. Only worry about the next person enough to figure out if they're doing okay. And if they're not doing okay, figure out what it is that you can do to help them. So today, instead of walking and talking, we're walking and riding. And I'm about to come to a stop because I see that Jill is in here. I see Joshua in here. Homeless came in here earlier. Where's Cool Gamer and where's Sonya? I don't know where they are, but that's okay. Joshua, hey Joshua. Joshua says, "What's up?" Hey Jill. Hey, 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 God is in control. Yes, He is, Joshua. Yes, He is. So even when when you're going through some things, be it mentally, physically, or someone who's close to you that you know, He is in control. And God is in control. And a lot of times it gets hard. And I always say things are easier said than done, but you have to try your best, to do your best to push through, to persevere. That's why I love reading people's community walls who have like the inspirational posts, the motivational posts. Let's see what's going on. Don't forget to change your title. Change my title. I meant for it to stay that way. That's why I left that question mark on there, Jill. Yep, I meant for it to stay that way. I didn't. I started to put let's walk and drive, but I didn't want anybody to get the misconception that I'm actually I was actually watching the chat or something like that, because I wasn't. When I started the live, I had just gotten into my car and I saw homeless come on, and so I was taking off, and so I just put the phone down to the side, and so I've just been talking, not knowing if anybody was in here or not. I know when I started out there was like 4 or 5 people in here, and he was in here, but I took off, so I had to. Yeah, yeah, that's why I left it. That's why I put that question mark there, because I knew I wasn't gonna walk this evening. But that's the premise. That's the gist. That's what I want. Lion's Pride. Of course, I'm a shorts channel, and I want everybody to know that I do love animals. But I feel like sometimes people feel like when they find their niche, they have to do that and that alone. So I kind of make my lives about me walking and talking and trying to encourage people to move, and trying to encourage myself, to move, to be more positive, to be motivational, to be encouraging, to practice self-worth. It's hard, and even though again we practice and we say that and we encourage other people to do it, a lot of times when we content creators come on here, we're encouraging ourselves to be that way as well. So it's not like we've got it all figured out or we've got everything 100% accurate. So that's just what I'm doing. Um, Let me look up here. So I see homeless says I'm subbed. He must be talking about when I first came on. I think I said please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. He says you aren't monetized, asking a question like um um everybody doesn't look to be monetized. Like I work. I'm not out here looking to be monetized. I'm a shorts channel, and shorts channels get monetized, but you have to be really watch what you put on here and stuff like that. I really hate it when I see a lot of people seem like it's like this. Like your goal on YouTube is to be monetized, but like my goal on here is to come on here and like connect with people like Jill, Joshua, to get to know people. Like I don't care how many people's in the chat, and I definitely don't care how many people is in someone else's chat or what they got going on. So that might be the first way to get like cursed out, like because I'm like, you worry about, see, that's the problem. People worry about what you got going on with your channel, and they wonder how and why. And that's the thing that's keeping. I'm stopped, y'all. So I'm not riding. That's the thing that's holding them back from growing as fast as they would like to grow, because they sometimes worry too much about other people. Like your goal is not my goal, just like your mission is not my mission. Now, that being said, there are some positive missions and some positive goals that I want everybody to have. They still don't have to be the same, but they can be in the general, they can be in a box called, you can label that box a general positivity box, a general box of positivity. So you can do the things that you need to do, the things that you want to do. I'm in a place where I may walk, y'all. I still may walk because I'm in a place that's well lit. There are a lot of people out here. It's a lot going on. And it's really, I really could have walked. I could have walked today. So what have you guys got going on this Friday? I know it's Friday, and a lot of times people are just happy it's Friday. They're happy for the weekend. They're happy for they're gonna watch some football. They're gonna, have spend some family time. Some people are going to cook. Some people are going to cook out. Uh, let's see. Now you have to give me some more info because I hear you say that a lot. Who's hating, honey? Keep doing your thing. Oh, like I was reading the comments and I saw homeless. I saw him come in and I see him saying I'm subbed. I don't know. And I guess he was saying when I said like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't subbed, he said something else, I thought. But then I see him says that, okay, I see him saying I've been subbed. I don't know. He says you aren't monetized. And I'm like, I work. That's not my goal. Like I have money. Like I have plenty of money. Trust and believe. I don't like like I don't know. I think some people think like your goal on YouTube is always their goal. My goal on here is to like tell people to, my goal is to spread shorts because you can do shorts about anything. It's to be live. My goal isn't to hold panels and all that kind of stuff. Even though y'all know I've been on here a while, I will have like people come up sometimes, people I know and trust. But you have to be careful with your panels and things like that because people are they wild out. They wild out. And so I'm like, I don't know. I think sometimes people have a goal, like their goal is so money focused, so they feel like everybody on here should be monetized if they have like a lot of subscribers, or you've got people on here like with a lot of hours, and that's just not their goal. I have a friend on here who was monetized. Now she's not monetized because she chose not to be, because it's like you get that everybody thinks you need money kind of thing or something. Like, no, it's like it's good to be. It's good for it to happen. But that's just like Jill. Jill is on here, but Jill isn't on here like it's a 9 to 5. Like Jill is on here like your monetization. How much do you get? 40%? Nah, that's not one of the big things for me. Like you get 40%, and this is like what? How many billions of dollars they probably bringing in? It's kind of like when you think about college athletes. For so long, they didn't want to pay them, and now they're paying them, and you still have people who are fussing about it. And I'm like, these college athletes, especially the football players, they go out here, they put their bodies on the line for our entertainment every Saturday. And at the end of the season, you have the bowls and the playoffs and things like that. But these are kids. And sometimes people say, well, they got a free education. Well, maybe they did get a free education, but is that your business really? And how do you know? How do you know? Some kids are walk-ons. Some kids don't get free education. And even if they do get a free education, right? Who's to say that they're going to make it to the NFL? And they've put their bodies on the line, and these colleges are making millions upon millions and millions of dollars off of these kids, off of the sales of their jerseys, off of all kinds of things like that. So those kids weren't getting paid. And it started out in California, where I think they kicked off in California. They've talked about it for years. And in California, hey Sonya, welcome to the live. In California, they finally decided that they would do it. And then so the NCAA decided, okay, we're going to allow the NIL deals, you know, names, image, and likeness for these college kids. Because yeah, they get a free education, but sometimes a lot of these, especially the athletes, they get educations, they go into all kinds of fields, but a lot of them, a great deal of them, go into communications. And communications is a hard field to succeed in because there are only so many slots. The slots are, even with athletics, the guys who are mostly doing the commentary and things like that on TV, half of those guys haven't even played the sport. And that really bothers me. That annoys me They get on here, they're side chair, sidearm sports meet people or whatever. They watch the game. Some of them are like columnists and things like that. And they get on here and they get paid. So, I really I really didn't like the fact, I know people kind of sit on both sides of the fence with that. Some people are okay with the athletes getting paid. They just feel like you should put a cap on it with the college kids or whatever. You know, to me, I don't see a problem with that as long as the cap isn't being shisty. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not like the cap is too low. As long as the cap is not too low. And so I kind of think of that when the first thing I see somebody saying you're monetized. Like, how do you know I haven't been monetized? And how do you know I just like I haven't even clicked on the email thing that they send you because I'm not really focused on that. Like, if that's for you and if it's happened for you, be happy for you. Like, be happy for yourself. But don't always come into people's chat worrying about their business. Like that bothers the hell out of me. Y'all know I be trying to be positive, but some stuff I will like I'll get in your like, but it's not that serious, so I'm not gonna do it for real. But I will let you know about it. I'll let you know about it. Oh, Jill says, "Oh, okay. Oh, I have been just chilling. I don't worry about what other people have." Right, Jill. Like, I'm like, why are you worried about that? Like, because best believe if I need it, I got it. If I need it, I'm gonna get it. If I want it, I'm gonna get it. And then there's some things that we want, we don't really need to have them. Like, have you guys ever sat back and thought about some things that you wanted and you didn't really need it? Sonya says, "Hey, Jill and Sonya speaking." Right, Sonya. I'm like, because that's what it makes me feel like. It makes me feel like it's some haterade in the Kool-Aid or something. Like, you better be happy you better be happy you are if you are, because you're gonna get like pennies. Like, you're gonna get pennies. It's not even worth. And I literally see some people on here upset and mad at other content creators who are monetized. It's nowhere in the world I would get mad at someone who's monetized because I'm not, because you never know what the person's situation is. They had to work hard and bust their butts, and sometimes they didn't. Sometimes people just get on here at the right time and they have the right connections, and people just, they get monetized. Some people have been on here so long. I think y'all, the monetization thing used to be like 100 subs and like what was it, like 100 subs or something like that. I can't remember what the watch hours was, but it used to be like 100 subs, and then it went up to like what 1,000. So now they've dropped it back to like 500. But I know some people that have been on here that long where I think it was you only had to have like 100 subs, as far as striving for your monetization. So YouTube kind of does what they do, does what it does. They do it this way, they do it that way. They're always going to do what works for them. So, if you work, if you have family that works, like if you just kind of, you don't have to have it gravy. It doesn't have to be like you got it, it's like it's gravy. But if you know work ethics, you don't worry about stuff like that. But you definitely don't worry about somebody else. Jill says, "Listen, if I was worried about that, I would be on here every day." Come on, Jill. That's what I'm saying. Like, I come on here every day because it's like a good thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not everybody's thing. Like, that's not everybody's goal. That's not everybody's motive. Like that kind of, because, and the reason when I saw his comment, like when I was talking to y'all, I saw that. I'm like, okay, are you, like, if you are good, maybe he's newly monetized. Sometimes when people are newly monetized, it's kind of like when you get a new car, you want everybody to see it. You want everybody to know or something like that. I don't know. But just, like, don't question me. Like, I don't, because that's just not really my thing. Like, whatever people do on here, I don't question it. If I feel like, now there's some stuff that goes on here and I wonder, like, what are people thinking? So you just learn to stay away from that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just learn to stay away from it. But like I tell you all the time, I'm a shorts channel. It doesn't matter if it's my short, somebody else's short. If it's enjoyable, if they let you share it, I'm gonna share it. Like, and especially with the animals, I love animals. I love the funny shorts. The clips of the people, doing pranks and stuff. And people don't know, but I got another channel that's like, it's mostly just people just sharing funny stuff. like sharing clips from comedians as much as they'll let you show. Like I love E-Realist. If you guys know E-Realist, I love the stuff from Ricky Smiley. I love there are some comedians who aren't so big, but they may be big in their areas. I love those comedians, and so I share stuff like that out. Jill says, I don't post on here like that. I do more supporting than I do posting videos or go live. Say, Jill, and you're monetized. Exactly. And I'm like, because you don't worry about stuff like that. Don't worry. Like, mind the business that pays you. If your monetization pays you, mind that business. And I swear I'm not trying to be funny. It's like sometimes people will feel like you're trying to be funny, but it's like, no, you got to take a step back and check yourself. Like, how did you come across? Like, but it's like sometimes you have to try to make light of it because I'm like, no, that ain't. I see some people doing some crazy stuff on here for monetization. But the thing about it is, what works best is Cash App. Your Cash App and your PayPal, not the monetization. Sonya laughing. Jill says, and trusted support doesn't come back like that, but it's all good. Jill, you're right. It doesn't. So and that's why, because a lot of times, because like I said, we do work. So a lot of times you'll let someone play while you're at work because you're not even supposed to be on the phone. Or what I do is I always catch the replay, especially of people who are in my lives, because my schedule, I make my own work schedule. So sometimes I'm working like overnight shift, or sometimes that's why I was always talking about I may walk in the mornings. Sometimes I'm working in the evenings, and sometimes when I come on, I've just gotten off work, so it just depends on the day and how my schedule is. And of course, I have off days. And then, and lo and behold, of course, people who support you for some reason, it seems like you miss their notifications most. I don't know if it's just the work of the devil. I don't know what it is, but it seems like the people who support you, you miss their notifications most. So if I see that I've missed a live, I definitely watch it, and I leave a comment. I definitely watch it and I leave a comment. It's like I think not too long ago, I think I was live, and Jill, you went live when my live ended, and I didn't even know. It wasn't that I didn't get the notifications, but I got in the shower. So once I got in the shower and I got out of the shower, I didn't not look at my phone for a little while, and I was like, "Dang, Jill's done a live." And I think I came in on the tail end of the live, and so after that, because I was kind of, how you try to get a break from your phone, I was kind of done with the phone for a minute, and then I happened to catch you go live again because I think you were chastising yourself for something, Jill. Like you were getting on yourself. You didn't want to leave the live the way that you left the live. And so I did catch that one. Jill says, I'm so serious, Sonya. Out loud. Yeah, you didn't. There was something on the live, and I think it was right before you started talking about your harvest poetry competition. And you may have been talking about that during that live as well. But I know something happened and I was in the shower. And so when I got out of the shower, I caught the live and it had ended kind of. It had kind of ended. It was toward the end. I caught a little bit of it. And so I put the phone down and I went to eat and came back and I happened to catch the second live. It was kind of like I'm back kind of thing. And you didn't like the way you had left the first time. So I was glad I caught it. But yeah, it's like you're absolutely right, Jill. People don't support you the way that you support them. And a lot of times we know, people are it's life. People are busy. There are times when I'm thinking, I think, well, okay, I have maybe this week I had a little bit more time on my hands than they did. That's just like Chef Finest Wine, for example. Chef doesn't come into every live, but Chef comes into the live enough that I know that Chef works. And I know Chef has goals and Chef has been doing some things because you guys know he has this new job opportunity that has come available. But even before that, Chef is a chef. He's a content creator. He does things. Rock Just Living. She works every day, pretty much, I think, Monday through Friday. When Rock gets off work, she's probably just having some me time on her drive home. But Rock does come through here. Jill works every day. Sonya is retired, but Sonya and Jill support me so much, and I definitely appreciate it. Abra works. Abra, a brilliant, blessed mess. I'm not sure how she works, but she comes in here all the time. So when she's not around, I don't get offended because I see her somewhere else. Maybe she just wasn't available at that time. But what I really don't like is that sometimes you don't get the notifications from the people who support you the most. I wish, you know, they know how to recommend videos to you so they know what you watch. So I would think that they know who supports you the most. But I always, if I go back, there are certain people whose channel I check every so often. And if I missed a few videos, then, I'm going to leave a few comments. That's just like Lucinda Baxter. Lucinda doesn't come into the live a lot, but Lucinda will come to your channel, guys, and she will she will leave a comment on like your last 10 videos. To me, that's support. I can't judge her for not coming into the live, but what I do know is that she has at some point come into the lives, and what I do know is that she supports greatly. So, people have different goals on here and different aspirations. And it irks me whenever people start to talk about money, because I'm like, okay, you're monetized, but what is it really getting you? It's like you don't even get 50%. Well, I appreciate you too, Jill. I appreciate all of you guys. You, Jill, that comment just kind of got me on a I guess a rant, because I think people are focused on the wrong things too much. It's kind of like what they always say: 6 months to mind your business, 6 months to mind, to leave somebody else's alone. So like, but I don't know. Some people, I think is, sometimes the things that they strive for is so important to them. They feel like it's that way for everybody. But what I strive to do is just, to keep people encouraged, because I need encouragement myself a lot of times. I say that all the time. You have to acknowledge your flaws. You have to know your shortcomings. You have to know, you can't come on here and be a hypocrite. Like I see sometimes people give motivational, live. They do motivational lives. They have motivational conversation, right? But at the same time, they act like things are perfect with them. Jill says, "I know, I know who you, I know who are not real." Right? Yeah, exactly, Jill. I love Lucinda. Lucinda, look at Sonya laughing. Lucinda will come through. And even if she doesn't catch her live and you haven't seen her out here in a while, next thing you know, you'll see Lucinda Baxter, Lucinda Baxter, Lucinda Baxter, Lucinda Baxter, Lucinda Baxter. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. That lets me know she hasn't forgotten. It lets me know, that maybe she's got some things going on, and or maybe she's just not on here like that anymore. Sometimes people need a break, or they take a break from social media before they need a break. You know what I'm saying? Like some people decide to take a break before they truly need a break. And I encourage any of you guys to do that. And if you're so focused on, sometimes you have to stop being so focused on things that aren't really that important in life in general. But you also have to know when things are that may be important to you, may not be as important to someone else. So what's important to me is the fact that you guys come in here, we communicate, we talk. Lots of people come through my channel and they see things that they like and they subscribe, and I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. And that, that's all you can that's all you can do. You can ask for support, and you definitely have to appreciate. And the one of the biggest ways to show appreciation, I haven't done this in a long time, but sometimes I'll put questions on my community wall, and only certain people can participate, because I don't believe in sending cash apps to just a whole bunch of random people. Like there are some people, there's a lady, her name is Melinda. I can't think of the name of her channel now, but I share her out because I've seen some of her some of the content on her channel, and it's positive. So I share her out whenever I do like shout outs. I don't share each and every single person out in each shout out, but I try to get everybody. And I definitely try to get the people who come over and support me, or the people who share me out. So like if you never share me out, I know, because I don't get the mention. So don't come in here asking me any kinds of questions. Like, right, yeah, Sonya, like if you never share me out, don't worry about what my potion is. Like, I don't want to say potion. Maybe I'm thinking Halloween. I don't want to think that, but don't, because I don't have any potions, y'all. But I think we all have our way, our own way. Hey, Joshua, you back? Joshua says, "Hey, Sonya, I think we all have our way We all have our way of doing things, and we all have those things that work for us that may or may not work for the next person. I'm sorry, but it just may not work for you. It may, what you do just may not work for me. You just have to find what works for you, and you have to stick to that, and you have to expand on that. And then when you plateau, like when you're like exercising or losing weight or things of that nature, sometimes we hit a plateau. When you you can also plateau on your channel. So when you plateau, you have to start to look for other things to do. That's why I say I don't like saying variety because I see that so much in variety, in channels. But what I do try to offer is a lot of variety. So it is what it is. I just never put that in my name or title in my titles. I might put it in a title, but I just really didn't do that. You have some channels that use the term variety. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing because it actually pulls me to their channels to try to figure out what their channels are about. But I'll tell you guys what I like. I always do. I tell you, I just like just people being positive on here. They don't have to have something magnificent going on. Just positive, uplifting, encouraging, educational, informative, all of that. And it doesn't have to be messy all the time. I like a little mess, but I don't like it to the point where it becomes hurtful and harmful. So I love the couples channels. I love the I always say I love the couples channels. I love the interracial couples channels because couples face challenges enough as it is, but those couples truly do face a lot of challenges. Um, I like Badass. He has he does like auto body work and stuff like that with cars. Even though I know how to check my, oil, check my transmission fluid, maybe even change my oil if I had to, tires and stuff like that. But every now and again, I'll check these automotive channels just to see what it is that I can learn from them. You know, Sonya says, laugh out loud. I just realized this is a talking live and not a walking live. Yep. Yep. That's what Jill told me about my title. I told her I meant to put that question mark on there. Let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk live Friday and a question mark. I put the question mark there because I knew I really wasn't going to walk. Not this evening. Joshua says, thanks, Sonya, for watching the replay. Okay, I see that, Sonya. You watched Joshua's videos. Yes, thank you. That's what I'm about. I'm not about coming out here questioning people. I'm about like supporting people. I'm going to tell you to go support Joshua. I don't care if Joshua has 1 million subscribers. Maybe he needs people to watch his videos, or maybe he wants people to watch his videos. Maybe people are watching his videos, but for some reason he doesn't have a lot of subscribers. I see people say that that's a challenge for them. They can actually literally get people to come watch their videos during their lives, during the replays as well, but they just don't have a lot of subscribers. And I've seen people in chats say, they frequent certain chats all the time. They love the content creator, but for some reason they weren't subscribed. They just didn't subscribe. And then some people will unsubscribe because I know, I guess you have to go to the channel so much. But when you subscribe to so many people, I think they're starting to understand that you can't always go to each and every person's channel and watch a video, watch it live, and just even click the like, because we have families, we have jobs, we have lives to live. uh Jill's laughing at Sonya. Sonya said, I thought I was losing my mind. Joshua, you're welcome. Jill says, I think YouTube put people in our notification who watches your videos. Right. I think that's how they do it. That's just like, say, I don't want to say TK because people use her so much. They just wear her out. Like, and she is an example of a lot of things to do and a lot of things not to do. But just say, depending on what area you're in, like I say, it may be a couples channel, and you're watching couples. Well, I don't really think of sectors and things like that when I watch couples. But the more I watch couples, the more they've been sending me notifications about couples that I'm not even subscribed to, or they're suggesting. And I like that. I like that because it varies up my notifications. And maybe that's why sometimes, the people that we've bonded with on here, like me, Jill, say, like I was talking about Rock, Lucinda, the people that we bonded with on here, sometimes, I think the notifications get kind of lost, or get so many we don't see it. And I think that can happen when you start to watch new content as well. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing because best believe I'm always going to remember the day one people. Like it doesn't matter what I watch. I'm gonna know to go and watch Jill. If I can't catch the live, to watch the replay, I'm gonna try to catch the live, and I'm gonna say it couldn't catch the live or whatever. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna watch videos. I'm gonna watch the shorts. I'm gonna always support and encourage people to subscribe to Sonya, even though Sonya's not a content creator. One day she may decide to start creating content. I'm gonna tell people to subscribe to a brilliant blessed mess. She's getting more and more subscribers. She's saying that she may create content one day. I'm going to tell people to go check out Joshua. You know, my thing is to encourage people to check people out. Now, what those content creators' goals are monetarily, that's not my business. That's not my business. What their sub count is really not my business. But I can tell, I mean, who doesn't want subscribers? Because the thing about it is, I remember Jill. I remember Jill telling me one day, the subscribers will come. Like focus on your hours. If you're focusing on wanting to be monetized, and that is so true. That's like one of the most truest, that's one of the truest statements I've heard on here. It came from Jill. She said it a long time ago. She told me, she told others in the chat, she said, focus on your watch hours if becoming monetized is your goal, because the subscribers will come. And she was absolutely right. The subscribers will come. They're going to come. And I don't even know how to tell each and every single person, but I know just generally speaking, she was absolutely right on that. Hey, cool gamer. Sonya says, Jill, I missed your live. I didn't get a notification. I didn't get into it later. Yeah, yeah. And see, sometimes, and I still don't understand that with the shorts. I'll get a notification like right now for a short that Rock just did, but she didn't just do it. It could be like a week old. Hey, cool gamer. Cool gamer says hello, everybody. Those were old lives, Sonya. So, see, that's what sometimes I just don't even get the way we're receiving notifications, y'all. Like I said, I can get a notification. I can get a short from Jill, and the short will be a month old, but the notification just pops up like now. So that's why I say there are certain people who I'm always going to go and check their channels, especially if they come into my lives and support me. If they come and they support my community wall, they support my shorts. You don't have to watch all that stuff. You leaving a comment is support. Staying for a few minutes, of course, is support. Now, if you're trying to get monetized, there are 1,000 ways to get monetized. You can get on here and go live all day, every day. I mean, like Six Bowls. Six Bowls, I hadn't seen Six Bowls in a while. I hadn't gotten any notifications from her in a while, but I'm going to go over there and check her out because I love Six Bowls. She has 6 daughters, and I think that's the premise. That's the rationale behind the name of her channel. Six Bowls is back, and Six Bowls is a mom of 6 girls. So some people is like that's nothing but that's a challenge. That's challenging, but you can tell she loves it. She loves her girls, and I really do like her channel. Six Bowls is back. It has a great channel. I just hadn't seen her, but she does work too. So she's monetized, and she was another person that gives good information on being monetized. If you want to be monetized, Six Bowls said, get on here and stay on here all day. And that's true. So hey Rock, welcome to the live, Rock. I'm not walking today, Rock. I did everything this morning. I came on here and I still wanted to go live. So I came on and I did a let's walk and talk question mark. Let's walk and talk Friday question mark, knowing that I wasn't walking. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, Sonya, Six Bowls has 6 girls. Rock says, hey, Lions Pride, mods, and everyone. Rock, we just got done talking about you. We were talking about how people do truly support each other, but you may not always see each other, but it doesn't mean that you don't support each other. I was talking about how sometimes I've gotten shorts that Rock has done, y'all, and I'll look at the comments and it'll be like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, why is it just not coming through my notifications? It'll come across the top of my phone whatever Rock just, what I thought she just did it, but sometimes she has just uploaded it or she has just posted it, but sometimes it can be like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month old. And I'm like, why does it do that? And like Jill said, they based on who we watch, they suggest other people to watch. I watch Jill, so they're gonna suggest people to me that Jill may watch and things like that. And I really do think that our notification feed, I think it's just gets so full sometimes that we miss people. I think that happens a lot. I think we miss people. So it doesn't mean that you don't support, and it doesn't mean anything. Like I was saying, Lucinda is a prime example. If I don't see Lucinda, I think I put on one of her shorts. She did upload something, or she put something on the community wall, and I don't go into like a great detail. I was just like, hey Lucinda, hope all is well. You know, and there are people on here like Rock, Jill, Lucinda. If I've offended someone, Sonya, I think there are people on here that I have a close enough bond to that I care about offending, and that I think they will let me know. Now there are some people I don't care about that so much because they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. People don't care what they say to you. People will say anything to you. People will ask you anything, you know, but if you ask them, they're not going to tell you their business, or if you say certain things to them, they're going to be offended even if you didn't intend for it to be. There are some things you just know they are meant to be invasive or offensive. I don't like invasiveness, and I don't like being offensive. If you offend me, that's a different story. But I've learned that YouTube can only, they're going to suggest people based on who we watch and based on who those we watch. So I never have any type of funny feeling about Rock, Lucinda, Jill, Chef Finest Wine. Like I said, people work. Everybody's not on here to make money. We go to work for money. Because if you're looking to make money on here, you got to hit those millions and millions of subscribers and all that kind of stuff. And that's just like, to me, that's just like, that's a whole job without a job. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to be someone who's basically unemployed or a multitasker as far as like your own business here and your own business there, and people are running things for you. I go to work because they take too much out of the monetization for me to be really concerned with that for me or anybody else. There are so many people on here monetized. They don't focus on that. They don't because they work. And I'm not trying to be funny, but just go to work. You know what I'm saying? Go to work. You'll love it. Go to work. There's so many jobs now. If you don't like standing up, hey Tamika, how you doing? Tamikia, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the live. There are so many jobs right now, y'all. If you don't like to stand up, if you don't like sitting down, you can work from home. It's funny how before, like what, 3 years ago, there were stay-at-home jobs. You know, they were probably a little bit harder to find, but there were jobs where you could stay at home and work, right? So, everything happened, and they found a lot more ways for you to work at home. And then during this course of the 3 years, they found ways for people to work from home. And I think the businesses and the workers even enjoyed that. But now it's funny how businesses are saying, we want you back in the office. We want you back in the office. At first it was like they were saving money on water, power, all kinds of things. But even though they had to send you out the equipment, the computers and things like that, guess what? When you're working from home, you're using your own electricity. Rock says, I post because I just like doing it. Right. I know I don't get the views to make real money. Exactly, Rock. And what got me off on that rant was that someone came in here and was like, you're not monetized with a question mark. I'm like, I never even thought about that. Like when I first came to YouTube and you hear about it and you learn about it, of course you think about it. But then when you see what you have to do, it's like you don't, unless that's your mission, you don't really even like, you like, oh, okay, I see what this is. And then when you see what the percentages look like, I feel bad for you if that's what you're banking on. No pun intended. I feel bad for you if that's what you're banking on, because there are some people who can't bank on it. There are some people who they don't work because this is their job. But you have to be aware that if you want to make it like that, this has to be your job. This has to be your job. Jill said that Sonia says, Jill, exactly. Let me go back up. Jill says, yeah, I think most people understand that. Tamika speaking to everybody, everybody speaking to Tamika. Everyone can't be everywhere every day. Exactly, Jill. Exactly. I think most people do tend to understand that. I definitely understand it. Like I said, like Lucinda will come through here. Y'all, Lucinda will come through here like a whirlwind. Even if she just thumbs you up, giving you a smiley face. Do you know that's support? That's to me, that's a great deal of support because she's taking time to do that. And I think it was the fact that Lucinda did that like a year ago. She was talking about that, and it made me say, you know what? What I need to do is just pick a day out of the week and just kind of go see as many people as I can. An off day or something like that, trying to see as many people as I can. Jill says, even if you are not working, I want to think, yeah, folks have a life. Exactly. Exactly. Rock says, you want to work from home, Rock? Yeah, like even before 19, there were jobs where people could work from home. And then after 2019, it became a need for people to work from home. And at first, companies loved it. Like I said, they didn't have to use their water. They didn't have they saw, to them it was worth it to send out computers and the things that people needed at home because it meant their water bill being low, their electricity being low, a lot of things being low. They didn't have to have the cleanup crews as much. A lot of businesses, especially depending on the size, they have cleanup crews that come through maybe twice a week. When people were working from home, they could drop down to like once a week, once every other week, stuff like that. But it seems like the more people enjoy working from home and the more we get back to normal, which getting back to normal is a good thing. But it seems like to me, the more people start to enjoy working from home, these businesses start to say, hold up, pump the brakes. Wait a minute. Y'all having a little bit too much fun. Y'all having a little bit too much fun. Tamika says, I miss my job, y'all. I used to be a nurse. I work at a nursing home until cancer changed my life. Oh, we're sorry to hear that, Tamika. We're sorry to hear that. But it's okay. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm happy I'm still alive. Yes, 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 Tamika. Be happy about that. And that was a part of this conversation too. Be happy with the things that are going good. Be happy. We have these struggles that come up. you know God brings you to it. Prayerfully, he'll bring you through it. Maybe you have to go over it, maybe you have to go around it, maybe you go through it. But you pray for a good outcome. You pray for a good outcome. Do you sometimes have to change your way of living? Yes. Do you sometimes have to change the things that you do in life? Yes. But if you're still here and you're blessed to see another day, you have to be thankful for that. You do. You have to be thankful for that. Jill Rock says, right, Jill, people are not obligated to watch videos. I understand that, and that's okay. Yeah, like I'll come through it. That's like I said, I still don't understand why I'll get a short from Rock or somebody, and it's like I go and click on, and it's like I see two or three other people I know they've commented, and it's like a week old. I saw one the other day, y'all. I think it was like maybe a month old. And I was like, what? How did I miss this? But I just chalk it up to, like I said, the feed can only take so many notifications. Even though we're on this thing called the World Wide Web, and technology is what technology is, and technology does what technology does. Sometimes you can just get so much going on that you can't see everything. And then sometimes, like Jill was saying, they recommend depending on who you watch and what you watch. So I've been watching couples channels. I don't know many, some of you guys may watch couples channels. I don't know if you do or not, but I've started to do that. And now all I see, I watch couples channels and I watch adoption channels. And I get so many notifications with that now. So many notifications. Um, and YouTube, you guys hear me keep sending them. I love the interracial couples. Like I said, we all as couples, as whether we're married or just in a committed relationship, or whatever it is, we have struggles. We struggle. So it's just interesting to me, especially in this day and time where some people can be so cruel again. Sometimes it makes me feel like we're in the 60s or something. So to see these interracial couples maneuver through life and enjoy their relationships and love on each other, that's interesting to me. That's interesting to me. And there's one particular channel. It's called Queen. She spells it what? I think it's Kween. It's Queen of Kings. She's a young African American woman. She's married to a Caucasian male. There's an 8-year age gap. and they talk about things like the struggles they have. Well, she has two sons from a previous marriage who are African American sons, and they share a biracial child together, and she's now pregnant with a child. I love that channel, y'all. They are silly. I ain't gonna lie to you. They do some silly stuff. If y'all go over there and check them out, they do silly stuff. They're bigger than my channel. They have way more subscribers than I do, but I share them out because that's what I enjoy. And it's positive and it's uplifting. And you get to see, them maneuver through life with having um her children from her previous marriage and her son that she has with her current husband, and she's now pregnant. And they show her family and his family. And I don't know that things are perfect, but when they're on here, they all seem to get along and it seems genuine. It seems genuine. So they show you things, based on what you watch. And I've been trying to watch a lot of different things, be it positive. It doesn't always have to be so much positive, but it can be educational, it can be informative, and it can be uplifting. And if it's uplifting, of course, that's positive. Jill says, listen, I be wanting to go live, but by the time I think about it, I'm too tired from watching everyone else. See, it's like you do what you can. You do what you can. Yeah, Rock. What you mean when I say just kind of take a day out and kind of check everybody out, Rock? Because I think that's Lucinda told us about that in a live one day, and I started to do that, and I got away from it. But I really do think that I'm going to do that again. Just kind of take the time to take a day or two to go through everybody who I know supports me, especially. And then there are some channels who they may not support me, but if the content is good, if the content is positive, I share it out. I put it on my community wall. Maybe they haven't seen my channel, you know? And then, like I said, maybe they have and maybe they're subscribed, maybe not, but maybe they left some comments. And, people live, like Jill says, you like to think that people have more going on than just being on here all the time. Sonia says, Tamika, I understand that. Just do your thing. That's it, Jill. It's kind of like Nike. Just do it. But it's like what Jill said. Just do your thing. Less worrying about other folks. Right. I'm telling you, 12 months in a year, six months to mind your own business, 6 months to stay out of everybody else's. Sonia says, I'm subscribed to so many people. If I miss a live, I will watch the live I miss later on. Also, I mostly support who I'm a moderator to. Yes, right. That's just like, what's her name? Gina, Sonya. I haven't seen one of Gina's videos in so long. And it doesn't mean she hadn't uploaded anything, but it just means I'm so subscribed to so many people. Maybe I missed it. But I love her channel. I love Gina's channel. I love it when she cooks. I love the conversation. I got to go over there and check her out. And who else? Tanya Howell. I love Tanya's channel. All Tanya does is come on there. I think she calls it jaw jacking. That's all she does. She comes on there and talk. But she's very inspirational. Sonya says, I have fallen asleep watching people's live just to support them. Yeah, right. Jill says, you truly do, Sonya, and I thank you for that. Yes, Sonya does. Sonya supports a lot of people. Sonya has been, I think Sonya, Jill, Chef, and Rock those were the first people I modded up. Like, and you guys have been my mod. I don't need a lot of mods. I like it over here like it is. I like it like this because we just support each other. We support each other on here, and we support each other just mentally, just having these talks and stuff like that. So if people can come over here and they want to add nuggets to the conversation, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Just, when you come over here being positive and uplifting, or come over here and just say hello and listen, you know, um, and then go about your way just to say hello. Like Bad and Bougie, she comes over here from time to time and she says hello. I met Bad and Bougie in a different area of YouTube, but she comes in and says hello. I appreciate that. Tanya Howe is something serious. I know she is, Sonya. She is. She is so funny. And she shares her family with you. She shares her experiences with you. She goes through her exercising. She gets where she's in exercise mode. She goes through her weight journey. Her brother goes, he shares some of his weight journey. I don't know if he has a channel, but it's usually through Sonya when I see him. And her mother, I think her mother has a channel as well. So, I've just been lately trying to and I always say this, I always do try to like watch different things, but I've been focusing lately on just people who just talk. Because sometimes people just need to talk. Like I said, we're trying to be uplifted, but sometimes we're trying to uplift ourselves as well. We're trying to uplift ourselves as well. And I think everybody should be that way. I think everybody should be that way. Sonya says some people be having 50 and 60 moderators, nothing but blue. Right. I don't get that. Now I get it when, like they say, sometimes people don't get along in the chats. And so to prevent people from, blocking each other, they'll just mod up everybody. And I'm like, geez, like, is it like, I'm like, yeah, it is like that. It is like that. I was about to say, is it that bad? But yeah, it is. It is. Sometimes people they just pretty much mod up everybody so that people won't get blocked. That's something else. That's something else. I figure, I think sometimes some people take the blue too seriously, and sometimes people don't take it seriously enough. So sometimes I think people take it too seriously, and sometimes I think people don't take it seriously enough, because I see some channels, like you said, Sonya, like everybody's blue. And then I see some channels and they're saying, you know what, I got to unmod everybody and remod people. So that tells me there's something has gone wrong. That tells me there's something that's gone wrong. Yes, her mother has a channel. Come on in. Miss Peg is her name. Yes, come on in. That's right. Come on in. Because I remember a lot of people say that, but I know her for that. I thought so. I thought it was, I couldn't remember her name. Her name was Miss Peggy, but when you say to come on in, I do remember her mom being associated with that. And I hear other people say come on in, and then people will be like, well, she says this or she says that. And I know that, and I'll know, I truly in my heart don't think that, oh, they took that from this person or that person. Because I don't know if you guys know Vibing with Woody. He was Sin City and Walt's friend, or Walt's friend mostly, but he would say come on in. And Woody was just starting YouTube. I'm not going to say I know he didn't see Miss Peggy, because I don't know. But I've seen other people say that. But it's just like other little sayings I've seen people say. Some sayings are just catchy. And sometimes it's just coincidental that you use them. But Woody says that a lot too when he does his videos. He's been uploading lately, and I don't know if he's still saying it, but he says that a lot. But I definitely know Miss Peggy is known for saying that, and that's her channel. That's her channel name. That's absolutely her channel name. So yeah, you just try to encourage people. Don't so much worry about other people and what they got going on. Unless you're trying to help them. But as far as their pockets, you got 6 months to mind yours, and 6 months to not worry about theirs. It's 12 months in a year. And this the time of year where work is gonna put money in my pockets, because this is the time of year that I like to shop. This is the time of year that I like to shop. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that means picking up more hours. That means I definitely have to find the time to support the people who I support, because I'm definitely gonna be trying to work more, because I like to spend money. Now I don't like to waste money. There's a difference. Some people feel like if you like to spend money, that means you waste money. No, I don't like to waste it. I do like to spend it though. And sometimes I will treat myself. If that means wasting a little bit, I guess that means wasting a little bit. But I'm not big on wasting. I'm not big on wanting to waste money. What I get to somebody else, it may be a waste. And what somebody else gets to me, it might be a waste. But just generally speaking, I'm not big on wasting money, y'all. I don't. I'm not. I try not to. But that said, I do treat myself. I do. I do. We have to treat ourselves from time to time. I hope you guys are treating yourselves from time to time. This is the holiday season, right? Okay, this is October. For anyone coming across this video, this is October. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I hope everyone acknowledges that. Females and males, women and men, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So try to support a patient. Try to support someone who may be going through that. Try to support medical staff. I see that there's nurses. It may not just be nurses, but there's like a strike going on right now. I couldn't catch what state, but there's a strike going on, and it was supposed to be like a 2 to 3 day strike or something like that. So, and they were negotiating, and even the patients weren't upset with the medical staff, because they knew that the nurses, the nursing assistants, the aides, the physicians, whatever they were asking for, they knew that they needed, because the patients in that area, they were saying that there were times when they were going to be treated or going to be seen for something, and the nurse or the aide had to take off and look somewhere for a band-aid. Like, they didn't just have it. They couldn't just go straight to the band-aids. They had to take off and they had to hunt down band-aids, so this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Support a healthcare provider, so whether they be a nurse, a nursing assistant, nurse. Believe you me, don't look down on anybody, because nursing assistants, good nursing assistants, are the foundations to patient care, because a lot of times they see patients. Well, they see patients every day, throughout the day, throughout the shift. The nurse may kind of come in and out, doing medications, doing treatments, and things like that. Nursing assistants tend to be the ones that bathe them. They tend to be the ones that they come to first when they have something that hurts or something like that, and they report it. Then the nursing assistant reports it to the nurse. So when you have good nursing assistants, some areas call them CNAs, some areas call them PCAs. So when you have those and they're good, appreciate them. Never look down on anybody, because if you're the nurse at the highest of the totem pole, that means you should be able to do everything from wherever you are down. If you're a nurse, you should be able to do whatever you've been trained to do, all the way down to turning someone, all the way down to just feeding someone. So never get too above yourself in whatever your field is. I know you excel and you accelerate because you want that position. But when it comes down to it in the healthcare field, try to, be empathetic to people, not just the patients, but to the people that you work with as well. And so it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So buy someone a dinner, buy them lunch, buy them a meal, a patient, especially the patients, but also a nurse, a doctor. A lot of times, those professions can't take money from you, but you can treat them, take donuts in, take cookies in. It's the holiday season. Take in the popcorn in the tin cans. Do those type of things for people. So, like I said, it's October, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And, today's what, October 6th. We're cruising on into the holiday season. So, check on your kids, check on your parents, check on your siblings, your spouse, your loved ones, your significant others. Check on people. Just check on people. You see someone looking like they're going through it. It's that time of year where people's mood, people's depression starts to set in for people. You know, Even if people are happy most of the year, sometimes the holiday season kind of brings on depression for some people. And then especially people who, they deal with depression anyway throughout the year, the holiday season can kind of make it worse. And for those who don't really deal with it throughout the year, sometimes they deal with it during this time of year. So you can be your brother's keeper, your sister's keeper, or just be their support if you can. Just be somebody's support if you can. And if you need support, don't be afraid to ask. If you need support, don't be afraid to ask. I wish social media was more about that, more about people supporting each other in a positive way. I think that was the goal. I think that was the intention. I think that was the mission. So make that one of your goals. Make that a mission to support more. If each of us make that our goal, then we each don't have to worry about receiving support. You see what I'm saying? If we all make it our mission to support people, your support may not be as much as the next person's can be, but I'm just saying, just not go out looking, I want to support you, I want to support you. But I'm just saying, when you see people going through it, this is that time of year where people can be depressed. Just be an ear sometimes, even if you don't want to be, even if you have to make time to be, you know if you can, because sometimes people have a lot going on themselves. Hey, Sugar Daddy, what's up, bro? Hey, y'all, liked and shared. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sugar Daddy. So, you know, try to be an ear for someone. And if we each try to be an ear for someone, guess what? Someone's automatically going to be an ear for us. Someone's automatically going to be an ear for us. Um, I know sometimes people can be in a shell, and you will never know. You may never know. But like they say, check on your strong friends. Check on your strong friends. Sometimes they appear strong, and they are. They are. But sometimes they do get weak. Sometimes we all get weak. If you're someone who doesn't get weak, more power to you. That's a blessing. That's good. But just check on people. Sometimes people don't even know they're going through. They know, but they don't know the degree that what they're going through is affecting them mentally. And that's when you see people kind of break down. So, like, you can't be the savior to everybody, but try to help somebody. Everybody speaking to Sugar Daddy. Sugar Daddy, welcome, bro. Welcome into this live. This is a let's walk and talk, but I'm not walking today. I was riding. I was riding. And this live is still going on for an hour. I thought it would be, because I've been parked a long time ago. I thought it would be like 30 minutes. But we see, this is what I'm talking about. We have good conversation in here. I know I don't be putting up y'all comments a lot of times lately, but that's not because I don't want to put your comments up. I don't like forgetting people's comments. And in here, we're talking about, good stuff. We're not talking about anybody. We're not bashing anybody. We're not dragging or dogging anybody and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you put those comments up and that's going on, and it makes the person that you're talking about feel like, oh, they're right there with it. And that person could be long gone, and their comment has been up for 30 minutes. And I think that's intentional sometimes. I think that's intentional sometimes. Sugar Dad speaking to everybody. And Jill says, I've met people in the messiest places. I've met people in the messiest places, right? Who are good people. Yep, true. That's true. That's true. Don't forget, help people to understand you as well. Right, right. Sonya says, I wish someone helped me with these, with those 10,000 steps. Get it done, Sonya. Get it done. Sonya says, help me with these 10,000 steps for this month. Get it done, Sonya. You got it. You got it. But guess what? My Fitbit is still charged, Sonya. And when I'm putting it on tomorrow, because I am curious just to see. So it is still charged. I'm gonna put it on tomorrow. I'm gonna try to remember to put it on in the morning. That being said, I'll probably sleep late. I'll probably sleep late. Jill says, I know that's right, son. You laugh out loud. Yes, and that's just like Sugar Daddy. He supports. He supports. You might miss him for a little bit, but he comes in, he shares you out, he supports. I go over there, he's live, he's doing his video games. I don't be knowing what the heck is going on, but guess what? I know it's fun for him, and I know it's fun to a lot of people because that's what a lot of people do. And I know it's positive. I know it's not messy, and like Jill said, you can go into the messiest places and find good people. You can, because we just like what we like, you know. And just because we like something doesn't mean that that's who we are. You know, that's just like food. I mean, I look at it that way. I love chocolate chip. I love chocolate chip. I'm not a chocolate chip. Some people may choose to be chocolate chips, but I love chocolate. But you can. I love watching cars race, but I don't want to be a race car driver. You know, so sometimes you can like a little mess, but it doesn't always make you messy. You could watch a little mess, but it doesn't always make you messy. But what I will say is you have to use your discernment. And people will be upset when you kind of call out some of the things that they do because you've used your discernment. You've kind of peeped what they're doing. And it's like, come on, don't do that to me because that's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm about. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sugar Dad says I do 5 to 10 miles of walking at work per day. My feet hate me. My feet hate me. Sugar Daddy, do you wear good shoes? Good supportive shoes? Do you do the inserts or do you just wear good supportive shoes? I get the arch inserts. I'll get those arch inserts when I think I'm gonna be up. And I kind of try to make a habit of wearing them anyway. Sometimes I get away from them, but sometimes well, most of the times I use the arch supports. Cause y'all, it's like we gotta realize like I was saying, from the moment when we were babies, walking was that first big milestone for us when we really, really knew what we were doing, or when we really, really figured out what we were trying to do. Did we say mama, dad? Yeah, those were milestones. We picked things up. Yeah, we used our fingers. But when we were finally able to stand up and walk, that was probably the biggest milestone up until that point in our lives. And though these feet, we've been using these feet since we were about some of us 9 to 10 months old, but we've been using these feet for the most part since we were 10 years old. Even if you have a sit down job, you've been using these feet all your life. Sonya says, right now I want some Panda Express, but it's after 6 p.m. I don't eat after 6. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good, Sonya. Sugar Dad says, I need new shoes. I do all of that, but I do have old feet. Yeah, I mean, I know, Sugar Dad. We just have to do those things for support, though. We have to try and do those things for support. I was saying that earlier on here that, you know, these joints, they get old, they get the popping and stuff like that, but we still need to exercise, because whenever you may be out down for a little bit, hopefully if you've been used to exercising, it helps your mindset and your body, because our bodies are getting older. Our bodies, every day your body gets older. But if you're working it, trying to keep it lubricated, trying to keep it, it's just like an old refrigerator. If you don't use it, if you plug that refrigerator up and you don't use it, even though it's plugged up, eventually it's gonna wear out. It's gonna wear out. They're all gonna wear out, but it's just like a home. If you have a home and you don't live in that home, and it just sits and sits and sits, the house needs love. It needs some love. Things start to go bad. Not that there's nobody inside tearing it up, but the plumbing needs to be utilized. The house needs to be lived in. Sonia says, my son is having trouble with his Achilles. He works at a warehouse, on his for hours, and he works on his day off. Yep. Yeah. And see, and that starts, especially when you get those kind of jobs, you don't have to be in your 30s and 40s and 50s, you know, or 40s, 50s, and 60s. It starts. If you just say you're 18, 19 years old, say 21 even, and you work in a warehouse and you work there not even 10 years, you work there for 5 years. A lot of times, most of us when we're younger, we don't think about, oh, let's protect the feet. So you've been working about for 2 or 3 years before you really decided, oh, you know what, I do need to get some good shoes. Well, that's the wear and tear. And then you work another 8 years, and you've been working a total of like 10 to 12 years. You could be 32 years old, but your feet can bother you. Your feet can bother you because you've been on that hard concrete. And even though they have those rubber mats down and things like that for cushioning, they only work so much. So you have to support your body. You have to try and support your body. Just like earlier this week, you have to support your mind. Read, do crossword puzzles. Don't just watch TV. Don't just watch YouTube. Don't just, watch social media. Read. You can do all of it. We can multitask. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can. Sugar Daddy says, I remember the old folks telling me as a kid that all of that barefootedness would cost me. So you're making that correction. Sugar Daddy, she wasn't lying. Sugar Daddy says, country folks on you. Yeah, but they be knowing though. They know. And they know because they've lived it. They know. And they know because their parents told them. But the thing about them, like our grandparents and our great grandparents, I know they've had their little wild times too. Grandmama wasn't always perfect. Some were. But I'm just saying, every generation, every generation is a generation, and we all have our things we do, and all of this stuff kind of cycles back around, kind of like clothing, kind of like bell bottoms, kind of like Levi's. Levi's, when they first came out, they were all the rage. Then people got to the point where they didn't like Levi's. There were so many other brands, and then they came back around. So things just kind of cycle around, and the things and the information that our parents give us, it cycles around. It's because it's been passed down. When they told us, guess what? They told us because somebody told them. And sometimes they didn't listen. And then they learned the lesson. So they're trying to teach us the lesson. Sometimes we don't listen. Then we go through it and we learn the lesson and we pass it to our kids. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't, but then they learn the lesson. Sometimes if you listen and you listen well, you don't have to learn the lesson because you paid attention. You paid attention to the lesson, so you didn't have to truly learn the lesson on your own. You paid attention to the lesson, so you didn't have to go through the lesson. Tanya says, I wish I would have listened. My feet, hip, and knees are messed up. So, and see, and so it's like you do these things to try to help them, but I promise you, I still would do those things to support those areas. I still would put in the inserts because if they bother you a little bit, it's still best to use those things to kind of help them out because you don't want them to hurt worse. You don't want them to hurt worse. And it's still best to do those exercises. Do the exercises, you know, to a degree that you can do them to and it won't bother you. Do those exercises and do them to a point where to make sure it doesn't hurt you, but still do it because your body will appreciate it. Your body will definitely appreciate it. I was being nosy, y'all. I was being nosy. I was seeing what my neighbor was doing. Yes, Sonya, it's a lot of things I wish I had listened. It's a lot of things I wish I had listened to. But I get it. I get it. Like when we're telling our kids stuff, you know, they're like, well, it may not turn out that way for me. And they're right. They're right. A lot of times things don't necessarily turn out, but we're still here to give the lesson, to try to guide them as well as best we can. Because we don't want them to go through the things that we went through, and we don't want them to go through as much as we went through. But guess what? It's life. They're going to have their things that they're going to go through that we didn't go through. So as each generation goes on, we just have to do the best we can do. To pass on the knowledge that we know. Hopefully they listen. And even if they don't listen, you still just got to be there for them, be it your children, your nieces and nephews, your sisters and brothers, your siblings. You just have to be there for them. Your parents. Sometimes we get to the place where we have to be there for our parents. We have to get on to them. We feel like we want to spank them. Sonia says, I have the best shoes and insoles. My podiatrist said there wasn't nothing else she could do with my feet. Sonia, have you gone through therapy with your feet? Have you had rehab with your feet? I still have to attend PT. My gait is off. I hope okay, you'll get it right. You'll get it right. I know with your Achilles you have, therapy. You get therapy with that. But what about your feet? Do you just, get the best shoes and just continue to wear the insoles? Do you go through I know you go to a podiatrist. Have you ever gone to an orthopedic doctor about it, Sonia, about your feet? Or do you just stick with the podiatrist? Yeah, I remember you said you've been going a while. So with the PT, you don't just go for your Achilles, you go for your feet as well. Well, I gotta get out. I gotta get something out of this trunk. I don't know what it is. Oh, I remember. I remember. Pink. I've been going to PT for 3 years. I know. I remember. Earlier, maybe the end of spring, you were saying that sometimes you take a break. I go for hip, foot, and okay, hip, foot, and knee. So you do see an orthopedic doctor then, because I know your podiatrist could probably send you for your feet, but If you're going for your knees and your hips, have you seen an orthopedic doctor or did your just your general practitioner? There's so many different doctors. Sometimes it's like you have to have your so you do see orthopedic. Okay, so you have to have your general practitioner to kind of bring it all together. But then sometimes you have to go to your doctor for your feet, or your doctor for your orthopedic doctor, your whatever other issues you may have going on. Then of course you have to go to if your eye doctor, if you have to, your ENT, your ear, nose, and throat. But at the end of the day, your general practitioner, they deal with a lot, just general medicine, and then it's good for them to know everybody that you go to so that they can kind of, know what's going on because all of those things do affect your general health. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. Your general practitioner. Oh, okay. 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 Well, I hope this live has been informative for someone. I know we had fun, if nothing else. Y'all know what I wish. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because without peace, there's chaos. Wherever there's no positivity, there tends to be negativity. And when you got chaos and negativity, you don't prosper to your fullest potential. So get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Don't let people bother you. Don't leave this app or any place you go with more stress than you went with. That's not your goal. That's not your mission. And that being said, I'm going to see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk. We're going to walk and talk again, okay? We're going to walk and talk again. Y'all don't leave anywhere. And when I say the apps, I mean the apps, I mean church, I mean the grocery store, I mean wherever you go. Try not to try to leave with less stress. At least don't take on any more stress, not any unnecessary stress. Jill says, Amen. Sonia says, good night. Remember the three P's. Yes, peace, positivity, prosperity. Remember the three P's. Have a blessed weekend. You too, Jill. And I'm going to be looking, in case you go live, because like I said, as soon as I put the phone down the other time you went live, and I was like, I couldn't even remember if you said you were going live. I know you may have said so, but I had taken a shower on my mind. I had to get out of those clothes. So I jumped in the shower and forgot. Because even when I'm in the shower, I'll let the live play. I'll set it up and let it play. And then when I get out, I start, I can listen while I'm in the shower, and then I'll speak to everybody. But yes, y'all. So support each other. Don't feel bad if you don't see someone. Just stop by their channel and say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on? You okay?" You know, look at it as a way to say, "Are you okay?" And if you've seen them in other chats and you know that as far as they're okay, just say hello. Just say hello. You never know. Maybe they haven't seen you in a while. You are going live? Okay. Okay. Are you going about to go live now, Jill? I'm I'm not getting into I'm not taking a shower yet because I didn't walk. So if you're going live, I should get the notification. If I don't see it in a few minutes, I'm definitely going to come by and check. I'm about to get out and eat. I'm about to get out and eat. Not for long though. Okay. Okay. Well, y'all, Jill is going live. Jill's comfort zone. Go, subscribe. Whether you're here now, whether you came through here, I hope you come back through here. Go check out Jill's comfort zone. She's about to go live. Subscribe to her channel. Give her a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section. Participate in the live. Do any of those things. Just make sure you support. And I'll see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk Live. Bye, y'all.